I'm Raina Morgan with iHealthTube. We're visiting today with James LaValle. He wrote Cracking the Metabolic Code, and we're going to talk about something that bothers many of us, and that would be weight loss. What is your take on diet?
Well, once again, it's not a one-size-fit-all situation. I think there's obviously things that people need to do. The big issue is that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and many people are frustrated because they think that, well, if I just diet and I
Right.
exercise, I'm going to lose weight. Well, I've got to tell you, the majority of people that come to us, that is not the case. They notice they're frustrated. They did exactly what the dietitian told them or the doctor. They're training 6 days a week, an hour a day. And I mean, literally, I just talked to someone. This is before I, sat down with you here,
Yes.
actually. And she said to me, I just had my baby. I went to a boot camp getting up at 5:30 in the morning. This is a doctor.
A doctor.
5:30 in the morning every day. I'm watching my diet. I wrote down everything I'm eating. I did it exactly the way they told me to do it. I gained 4 pounds and I added inches. That is not a success story, and so it's a very frustrating thing.
Because people flock to commercial weight loss clinics, and they go through that exact thing. They follow the rules and they do not lose, or they gain, as you say.
Exactly.
So there's something else going on here.
Well, we actually are pretty successful with weight loss, and I think it's because we step back and we look at what's going on with someone's chemistry. We look at, are you insulin resistant? Meaning that is your blood sugar not working the way it should? So we'll measure glucose and insulin after we feed someone. And so we can tell how much insulin they're pumping out. We'll look at their thyroid function and not just measure one thyroid hormone. We'll do a complete profile to find out, is there a pearl in there? Is there some little glitch in thyroid metabolism that's keeping someone from losing weight and burning fat? We'll look at stress hormones and find out, is it stress? Because stress can have a dramatic impact on your ability to be able to lose weight.
And that would be because?
Well, because when you have stress hormones like cortisol, when you release cortisol, it inhibits the conversion of the thyroid hormone T4 to the more active thyroid hormone called T3.
It does.
Absolutely, and T3 is 4 times more active in your body and driving your metabolism than T4 is, and your metabolism will drop as much as 40% if your T3 level is low. Now, in addition to that, when your cortisol is high, you make something called thyroid binding globulin. So your thyroid hormones are getting all bound up. They can't work at the receptor anymore like they're supposed to. They can't tell your body, burn fuel, burn the fat. Instead, store the fuel, store the fat.
So that's the message that's getting through.
Absolutely.
And what do you use naturally to address that kind of situation?
Well, what we do, we also look at intestinal function because we think that a lot of people have chronic inflammatory situations going on in their intestine. They have to address the beneficial flora in the gut. We'll eliminate wheat and dairy from their diets. Our dietitians do that, sometimes gluten as well, and sometimes we may have to put them on a grain-free diet depending on their chemistry and look at food allergies. Because that could be a piece. So we really develop a very comprehensive way of looking at it, and I go through it in the book. Here are all the steps if you want to try to succeed at weight loss, and really people will have a higher rate of success than if they just try to eat less and exercise more. There's some great things that you can take. There's something called 7-keto DHEA, which is specific. Now you hear about DHEA, and a lot of people get worried about it as a hormone. The interesting thing about 7-keto DHEA, its main action is to improve the conversion of T4 to T3. And so you can get that conversion to occur if you're low, which would be wise for you to get it measured and find out. And now all of a sudden your metabolism starts working because you have an adequate, active thyroid hormone. You can balance blood sugar. Chromium is fantastic. A lot of people, because they drink so many sugary drinks and eat a lot of carbohydrates, they deplete their chromium levels. Put your chromium back in your body. Now my insulin receptors can start to work. Alpha lipoic acid, another thing that improves insulin receptor function. And so there's several things that you can do, as I've outlined in the book, and I have questionnaires, and I tell people about what supplements they should take that will help them to uncover, well, where do I need to start?
Well, thank you. You've been a wealth of information, Jim. This is Cracking the Metabolic Code. I'm Raina Morgan with iHealthTube. Thank you.